Hey there guys, Matt Guzman here, back on a video, and today's going to be about how to earn the Den Chief Service Award. This is like the Totemship Award, where it's just kind of something else to do in Scouts besides merit badges and ranks, and of course, if you're a Den Chief already, it's a nice addition to your Scouting career. So what is a Den Chief for those of you who don't know? That's what the patch looks like right below. Den Chiefs are Scouts who assist a Cub Scout Den Leader or Webelos Den Leader. They are selected by their SPL and Scoutmaster and are then approved by the Cub Master and Pack Committee and then go on to recommendation to a Den Leader. Den Chiefs help Cub Scouts advance through the Cub Scout ranks, which there are technically 6, and encourage Cub Scouts to join a troop upon graduation. And the picture on the right showcases most likely a Den Chief as a Boy Scout teaching younger Cub Scouts. Why be a Den Chief in the first place, though? Well, for one, it's a scouting role model for Cub Scouts, where they see you, who's most likely an older scout, and they see someone who's doing all these different things, and assisting them and just kind of being there. Also, it holds a leadership position in the troop, which means it fulfills any advancement requirements in the troop. And it promotes scouting in the local troop in particular. For example, if you're part of the Den Chiefing for the Arrow of Lights or the Webelos, most likely when they cross over to Scouting BSA, they're more likely to join your troop or the local troop. And it also encourages a transition of Webelos Scouts into BSA, like having them further their scouting career, because you being there will help them see that there's a lot to do in Scouts BSA. So for starting a Den Chief position, if you're interested, first, you have to understand that a Den Chief assists Cub Scout meetings. You're not there to make the meetings. You don't have to make any plans or follow up on events. You're there to assist the adult leaders there and to teaching the younger kids different skills. You have to get recommended by your SPL and your Scoutmaster. You can always tell them, like, hey, can you recommend me for being a Den Chief? And once they recommend you, you are then approved by the Cub Master and the Pack Committee, which are both different areas in Cub Scouting. And then you're approved by the Den Leader of the Cub level, or the Cub rank. As I said before, there are 6 Cub Scout ranks: Lions, Tigers, Wolves, Bears, Webelos 1, and Arrow of Lights. I don't think it's called Webelos 1 anymore, because I'm pretty sure they're referring Webelos 2 as Arrows of Lights. I don't think they're calling it Webelos 2 anymore, because that's what they used to be called. So, why choose Den Chiefing out of all the different leadership positions? In my opinion, I really like Den Chief because it's entirely different from a Boy Scout setting, because you're with Cub Scouts and you're not there with other Scouts who lead. You're back in a Cub Scout setting where the adults are doing everything, and you're there to show up as a kind of example to see what Boy Scouts do, and you can also teach them different scouting skills. Depending on which level you are, there's like different age gaps between you and the Scouts, but it's a whole new experience, and I think it's definitely worth it to be a Den Chief. Now, with that out of the way on becoming Den Chief and what they are, here's the Den Chief Service Award. I was kind of confused as to what the Den Chief Service Award looked like, because I've been told multiple different things. I looked on the official scouting.org website, and it says that it is a special red, white, and blue Den Chief cord worn on the left shoulder under the epaulet, and you have a certificate from it too. But basically, this is one of the cords that you can get. I was first told that it was a black and yellow cord. I don't know if that's an older model or something, because I know they've had older models before, but the current model goes under the epaulet and worn on the left shoulder. So this is what it looks like, and I will discuss how to get this award, which basically is for to recognize youth members who understand Cub Scouting, who attend the Den Chief training courses, and who are active in their leadership both in Boy Scouts and in Cub Scouts as a Den Chief. So just one final thing I just want to point out, going through all this training is really good for you, but it's not going to help if you don't realize that for Cub Scouts, the youth members, they need recognition and understanding and caring from their leaders, because they're just little kids and they want to be part of a group. All Scouts are different, and you want to have to keep that in mind when you're trying to lead them, that it may be difficult at some times because they're children, they're little kids, but you want to adapt to what your surroundings are, and, keep in mind that you're trying to help them advance in their scouting career. All Scouts are different and need to be understanding towards them. And this is just one of the final pages in the online training course. It says to print certificate, which if you click this link, it brings you to this where you can type your name in and get a certificate of completion. So The service award requirements, there's not that many. There is one or two requirements that are a little bit challenging, but we should be able to get them just fine. I'm going to have the dash lines with my own thoughts based on that requirement. The first requirement, it says to serve the pack faithfully for 1 full year. It means to be active and take part in any events, any meetings, and establish a connection among the scouts. It says 1 full year. It doesn't mean like you need to do it for 1 year straight. You could do it for 6 months and then take a break and then go back for 6 months. That still counts. It's 1 full year. Number 2, attend Den Chief training, if available within a year of service, or be trained by the assistant Cub Master and the Den Leader. I was never officially trained. I was just kind of told what they wanted me to do and what was expected. I just took an online training course, and I will link that in the description below, and I'll actually show a little bit of it right now. So as it says here, this training is designed to help build on each of these ideas that uses a framework that will allow the new Den Chief, or perhaps an experienced Den Chief looking for new ideas, to have fun and learn the role. I was not officially trained, as I said, but this online training link launches a training that is actually approved by the Scouts BSA, and it will take you through this course. It took me about an hour to complete, maybe. I wasn't really timing myself. It's really simple. It doesn't take up too much time. And let's see what the interface looks like. So once you start it, it has different stages, and it splits the course into 3 different categories. First one is roles and responsibilities of the Den Chief, parts of a Den meeting, and then how to lead activities with Cub Scouts. So those are the 3 different categories that they go over. And to start the online program, you just press the patch and it starts to begin the training about things.
Welcome to Den Chief training.
There's also these different buttons you can press to go forwards, backwards, and pause. I would prefer to just leave it alone, because if you accidentally press the back button or accidentally refresh the page, you have to go through the entire course again. It won't let you pick up where you left off. So I just go through the entire thing. Really only takes an hour or so to complete, and then at the end it gives you a certificate to which you can print out and get your award for and get your cord. And remember what I said about the cord, how it had different colors? I think this is what the colors used to look like. It was like yellow and black, and apparently there's red on this one. I don't know if that was an older model or something. I couldn't find anything on it. But as I said before, the colors now are red, white, and blue. So this is what I did to get the online training requirement. So anyway, that is the online training course. It does actually count. As I said in the end, it gives you a certificate that you can print out. So that's requirement number 2. Requirement number 3 says to know and understand the purposes of Cub Scouting. Cub Scouts is designed differently from Boy Scouts, in which activities are family-oriented and the adults are preparing everything for the Cub Scouts. But you need to understand why they're doing that and what's the purpose of it. And then number 4 says to help Cub Scouts achieve the purposes of Cub Scouting. And I said I would, just work with the youths to excel in their scouting career, and hopefully that enforces an idea that they should continue into Boy Scouts. Number 5 says, be the activities assistant in Den meetings. This just means to look at meeting plans beforehand to get an idea of the tasks to assist in. Requirement number 6 says to set a good example by attitude and uniforming. Just have your full uniform on at all times and look presentable. One time I just got this really fancy Spider-Man jacket, and I forgot about this, that I should look presentable because I'm kind of there as a role model for them, and I wore my Spider-Man jacket the entire meeting, and it didn't occur to me till right afterwards. I'm like, I probably should have taken that off so they could see my full uniform, not my Spider-Man jacket. So, set a good example by your attitude and by uniforming. Requirement number 7, be a friend to the Scouts in the Den. Be a friend that they can look up to because of the impact that you have on them. Don't just be there just to be there, and don't just show up just because you have to. You should show up there by a choice and be a friend to all the Cub Scouts that are there in the meetings. Number 8 says to take part in weekly meetings. You don't have to go to all of them, but be consistent in attending meetings and events, and if they have something they want you to do at a certain time because it makes for extra help with the Scouts, go for it. Do what you can do. Take part in weekly meetings and be consistent in attending things. Requirement number 9 says to assist the Den at the monthly pack program. This is a chance to see the bigger picture in Cub Scouts, because it's not just a Den, it's a monthly pack program where usually they have the entire pack there, all the different ranks, all the different age groups. It's a pretty cool thing. Number 10, meet as needed with the adult members of the den, pack, troop, team, or crew. And then the last requirement, number 11, might take a little while because there's different options. I don't want to put them all on the slide, so I'm just going to read them off this list. Complete 4 of these projects. You can either serve as a staff member of a special Cub Scouting event, such as a scouting show, bicycle rodeo, etc. For example, I go to La Noche a lot when they have volunteer services like Cub Halloween. That's a special Cub Scouting event. Or, that could apply for number B or letter B as well when it says serve as a staff member of a Cub Scout day camp or resident camp. C, advance 1 rank. I think that means going from tenderfoot to second class as you're a den chief, or maybe going from first class to star scout because of your den chiefing leadership. D says to assist in recruiting 3 new Cub Scouts, and my experience, I must have, over 10 different Cub Scouts that I've recruited, and it's pretty cool once you see those kids that you've taught transition into your own troop. It's a pretty cool feeling. E says to assist 3 Cub Scouts to become Webelos Scouts. F, 3 Webelos to join a troop. G, help to plan and carry out a joint pack troop activity. I talked about this a while ago, in a few months ago actually, in one of my videos where I made a camp out. I designed this camp out specifically so Cub Scouts could have a little taste of what Boy Scouts is, where I taught them different Scout skills, and I prepared the joint pack troop activity all by myself, and it went really smoothly. I really enjoyed it. And then the last option is to recommend to your Scoutmaster another Boy Scout to become a Den Chief. So in Den Chief training, there are multiple ways to get trained as a Den Chief, but it's just to ensure that you know what is expected of you in this leadership role. In addition, a trained Den Chief assists the Den Leader with planning and conducting Den meetings, and they understand the Cub Scouting program and the differences between Cub Scouts and other scouting programs. They understand the Den Leader's duties and confidently helps leads portions of the Den meeting program. They know a variety of resources for age-appropriate activities for Cub Scouts in the Den, and they can supply a repertoire of activities that Cub Scouts can enjoy. And of course, they're also assisting around if the Den Leader needs them to do something specific. You're there to help them communicate across to the Cub Scouts' different skills. So, thank you for watching my video on how to earn the Den Chief Service Award. If you did enjoy it, please like it, turn notifications on my channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!